Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It has been a while since I've been building my other channel, but anyways, we are back today and we are going to talk about this piece of news about PSA starting to authenticate repacks and mystery bags, those kind of products. I think that this is a very interesting direction because as we all know, most people in the Pokemon hobby likes to do the big G word. The G word that maybe I should not mention this early into the video, but we know that people like to open packs. We want to hit it big with the minimal money we spend, and therefore repacks and everything that is related to the big G word is very popular nowadays. So I think that it is an interesting direction for PSA to take, because as we know, every business are there to earn something, earn a profit for their shareholder or whatever. I don't think PSA is out on the stock market, so there is probably no shareholders, but there are still people running the company, and if they can profit off the hobby or the market, they are going to do it. So I think that this kind of thing, I think it is starting with sports card, which is a even bigger industry compared to Pokemon cards, which we love, and at least I love. So they are starting over there, and I believe that the packs and the boxes and even the most expensive cards over there in the sports card road is quite a lot over what Pokemon cards are doing. So it makes sense for PSA to do it that way, and I think that PSA started their business as a sports card authenticators too, so it only makes sense. And I start to wonder whether they will go on and push it over to Pokemon cards and other TCGs too. So in case you are not looking at the screen cap, this pieces of news is I read about it a few days ago and finally decided to make a video now. Hopefully it's not too late. So TLDR, it means that under this program, the person who is creating this repack will ship everything that will go into the repacks over to PSA. For example, if they are doing Pokemon, I suppose they will be shipping over the raw cards, the PSA cards, the card packs and whatever things, and everything will be repacked into their respective containers or boxes or bags, and PSA will make sure that everything that is packed into the packs are the authenticated, like the real cards and the real graded cards. And also PSA will make sure that the process is really random in nature, and that the person who is creating those packs aren't going to know what is inside. And after everything is authenticated, the chances of getting different cards is confirmed by PSA. PSA will pack out everything and ship everything back to the seller of the repack. Then the seller can decide what to do with the repack, which may include just selling them off or doing a live stream to sell them off. So I think this is a very interesting idea, showing that the repack market and the secondary market as a whole, at least in the sports card arena, is getting bigger and bigger. So big that PSA thinks that they can go in and get a bigger share of profit for themselves past grading. And you may or may not know that since the card market and the collectibles market has been booming, PSA has raised their grading fee. So now they are doing even more programs in order to support the hobby, I suppose, or support the people's addiction to cards, sports card, TCG, and everything the like. So I think that it is I'm not sure whether saying that it is a good thing is good, because I think that while there's fun in trying out your luck and trying to hit it big, I think most of the time you are better off working hard, saving money, and in order to buy what you want. It can be booster box or just the singles that you are looking after, seeking after, trying to get. Yeah. So I think that at least when people are doing this pack, because I've heard people saying there's some big name in the hobby, for example, the big Pokemon channels, they are doing their mystery packs with different colored bags that are corresponding to a different rarity of packs in terms of value. And for example, you can get a vintage base set pack inside one of these repacks, and there people, at least from what I saw in the comment section, there are people thinking that those creators will withhold those mystery packs with the good packs and send those over to their friends to give the illusion that getting the good packs is easy, and in order to improve sales. And there are also people in doubt whether there's really a, for example, 1 in 50 or 1 in 40 chance getting the actual pack, or whether the creator of these kind of mystery packs are just saying it without actually putting anything good into the packs. Before this PSA thing, there's like no way to know other than you just trust the creator. But if PSA is going to put these mystery pack and repack authentication key, I think, into full-on action, I think that at least it will be easier for people to verify whether these are legit packs. Or I suppose we can also go with the current model of how people are just enjoying their time trusting the creators and just grab packs and have more chance to test out their luck. Instead of just buying the packs and trying for the top hit, we are buying bags in order to get packs in order to get the hits. And I suppose for some people this is more interesting than just buying the single, which I suppose it is kind of weaved into the essence of the hobby, and everyone likes to try out their luck. Or I'm not sure whether we are deep into the video enough, but say just gambling their money and trying to put them into different buckets or under different names so that they will feel better about their own life choices, life decisions. Regardless, I think that this is a very interesting development, that at least PSA is looking closer to the secondary market instead of just grading cards. I suppose there is money to be made in authenticating almost everything, and this also shows that if you have a brand in the collectible market, you can do a lot of things. For example, the big guys, say PokeRef, has its ref packs, and I think PokeFold and some other guys also have similar things, that similar product that they sell, which people are buying because they trust that the creators are not going to host them, and they can actually stand a chance, a fair chance in getting what is stated on the packs. And yeah, so, and I think that recently I've watched some videos about people talking about this kind of mystery packs, and most of them seems to think that this is just gambling. But in the meantime, I think that the biggest gambling act is just opening Pokemon card packs, because like in mystery packs you can open a bag and get nothing. You can spend hundreds and only get a Japanese as rare PSA 10 card in return, which is like $30 or 40 USD, unless you get a good one. But see, in this example, you're just going to get a random PSA slab that's not worth anything. Meanwhile, if you open a prismatic evolution pack, I think those are going for like 10 or 11 bucks. Not very sure, but probably over that side. You can open packs and get bulk, which aren't worth anything either. So I really don't see what's the difference between these two, other than I guess some people have to say something good because like the official Pokemon company can't do anything bad. So even though it is still gambling, people have to give them a excuse to help to say something in order to make the Pokemon company looks better. And I've heard silly things or like funny way of interpreting this by saying that actually the packs from the Pokemon Center is not a problem, because people are still getting the 10 cards within the pack, and the value of whether the cards are bulk or the top hit from say Destiny Rival Mew or SAR is like the value of the card is determined by the market, and therefore it is the market deciding that the Mew is worth more than just an energy card. So but I think that this point is pretty silly, because like if you buy a mystery pack and you get the content as stated, then it is not considered gambling, and you don't see a problem when Pokemon's international does it, then I don't see why people gambling on their mystery pack with slabs and different vintage packs is a problem, because like you can still get what's stated on the back. Say the mystery packs stated that you will get 3 packs, one of them may be a hit pack, and if you get all those, then according to those people's logic, it shouldn't be a problem. But somehow it is a problem from their perspective, because I don't know, like a vintage pack, the value of vintage pack or the value of Japanese arch rare PSA cards are also assigned up by the market. So I suppose you can pull, according to those people's logic, I suppose you can pull out rare PSA 10 and it is actually fine, because you are getting what the mystery pack stated you will get, just like Pokemon packs. But apparently for those people, these two are completely different things. While I agree that the hobby as a whole is just like people love to gamble, and meanwhile in a casino, when people go gambling, they don't get anything unless you really win. But in Pokemon, even though you can pull all bulk, at least you get those bulk cards that you can, I don't know, toss at people, throw at something, play as darts, use them as art, use them as tissue paper, do something with it, have fun and enjoy yourself, pretend that you are gambling. But then I don't understand the hate towards mystery product, because like if people want to buy it, like if no one wants to buy it, then those won't sell, and if none of those are selling, people won't create those. So I guess in the end, just like the scalper problem or the other issues in the hobby, the consumers, the reason things are this way, like the consumer as a whole are the people who create the market price, who are buying from live streams, buying from rip and ship places, buying mystery packs, enjoying the repacks, and like it's like the consumers are having fun, the ones who are selling packs are having fun. Who are we as someone else, a third party, to say that it is not fine? I don't really think that repacks and those kind of things are, like, in essence that much worse than what the Pokemon Center International, the company itself, is doing. But yeah, I think that a lot of people like to tell others what they should do with their money. Maybe I'm doing that right now for you too. Maybe you think that I'm trying to tell you whether you should gamble with your money, whether you should try to put together those mystery back yourselves. But I think that most of us are adults, even though adults keep saying that the hobby is getting too expensive for kids to afford. I think that they may have forgotten that as they say these words, they are usually adults. I have rarely, if ever, see kids saying that the hobby is too expensive, because when I was a kid, all my toys are bought by my parents. So if my parents don't have the allowance to get me toys, I just don't have toys. Either I want to earn my own money, save up my allowance to get my own toy, or I just don't get the toy. So as a kid, I don't think this is that big of an issue, other than adults wanting what they can't afford and pretending it is kids wanting those, and pretending they are better people for advocating for kids, if you get what I mean. Anyway, this video is hopefully interesting to you. I sell Pokemon cards. You can follow my accounts, and meanwhile, if you want more content, more business content, you can check out my other channel. I'm not sure whether AutoDub will even work over there, but because like it's not in English. But anyway, hope you have fun listen to my ramblings, and I'll see you again later. Bye.